everyone, so I thought today I would film a bit of an autumnal makeup tutorial because I'm really loving like a really deep like reddy, bronzy, coppery eye and also quite rusty colours on the lips, so I thought I'd just kind of pull a bit of a look together. I haven't worn this before, I just have a couple of new bits in my drawers that I really wanted to show you guys, so yeah, let's get to it. So I've just prepped my skin with the NARS Pro Prime Pore Refining Primer. I always struggle to say that. And I'm just going to go in with my beloved Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I am so in love with this foundation. I'm very nearly at the end. I might need to get the bit dispenser out and get properly in there because yeah, that's on its last legs. I love it so much. And I'm just going to put a couple of pumps on that all over the face to get started with my base. And just making sure I blend down the neck because otherwise nobody likes a dark line, do they? And this one is slightly darker, but I just think generally it does kind of blend in quite well with my skin tone. So I'm just working that in with the Real Techniques buffing brush as usual. So I'm just going to go in now with the Chanel Corrector Concealer. I really love this one actually. It's quite similar to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but I don't know, I just find it slightly more moisturising. I'm not sure quite what it is, I can't put my finger on it, but it is lovely, really nice under the eyes. So I'm just going to put that under the eyes and also on any kind of imperfections over my cheeks where I have the most acne scarring and a couple of spots at the moment as well. So I'm just going to do that now. Dotting it along the eyes and then over the individual spots. So I'm just going to blend that in just with fingers, just kind of working that into the skin. Actually scrap that, I'm just going to go in with my stippling brush because it's so much easier. Sometimes fingers I find are good for under the eyes, but I think if you're applying quite a bit of concealer, I just struggle a bit more. So yeah, this just works to kind of make everything buff in nicely and look quite natural. For brows, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Brow Beater. This is just the one. I really love this eyebrow pencil. It's got a lovely spoolie at the end and just a very fine pencil, ideal for drawing in the individual hairs. I find this quite similar to the Soap and Glory one and also the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I just really love this style of eyebrow thing. I just use them all the time. They're so much easier to use than kits. You just don't have the faff of kind of mixing shades and setting. You can just use this and be on your way. So I'm loving this at the moment. So I'm just going to kind of take that through my brows, and I tend to use it a bit more towards the top just because I find that helps to give me a bit more shape. So I'm just working that in across that line and filling it in slightly more at the ends where they're slightly more sparse. So I'm very into powder at the moment, and it's mainly because I've discovered this from Laura Mercier and it's their sheer translucent powder. I just really like this. It sets it perfectly without looking like you're adding additional colour. I know it's a translucent one, so that would make sense, but I'm just really loving a loose powder at the moment, and this one just does the job so well. So I'm just going to kind of brush this all over, but if you want your look to be a bit more kind of dewy, you can use a smaller brush and just kind of set where you put the concealer, but I'm just going to dust this all over the face because I just think it keeps everything in place that bit longer and doesn't add too much, and I think it still leaves quite a nice finish on the face. You still have that radiance through there, but nothing shiny, which is always a struggle for me. I just really struggle with shine. So just to give my face that bit more shape, I'm going to use a bronzing powder, but I don't want to go too overboard here. I don't want it to look too kind of bronze goddessy. I want it to look a little bit more toned down and muted for autumn. So I'm just going to use this to contour in the cheekbones and also around my face to give it a bit more definition. I wouldn't say contouring because I'm just a bit naff and can't really do that, but it's just going to give it a little bit more shape without adding too much colour. This one's really nice. It's very matte, so nothing too shimmery going on here, and I just find it's quite a nice colour match. It's almost grey tone, so it doesn't look too warm. It's quite a cool tone bronzer, which is very nice for autumn. And then just underneath as well, the jawline. And then for cheeks, I'm not going to actually put blusher on, I'm just going to kind of pinch them. I look so weird when I do this, but I find this is quite a nice way to add a bit of colour back in without doing anything else and using a blusher. So that's a nifty trick if you haven't tried that before. I kind of just think that keeps them nice and rosy, but not too much, if that makes sense. So yeah, voila. And for eyes, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette, which is amazing. I love this. I use this all the time, literally most days. It's got 4 shades if you don't know already. So this beautiful reddish shade, which I'm going to be using a lot for this look, a really amazing almost glittery shade, which I'm going to work in a bit as well, a really lovely champagne colour, and also a kind of taupey brown. You've got to have a brown, haven't you, in an eyeshadow palette. So this is just a lovely one. It's my first Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette and it's the one. I love this. So with my MAC 275 brush, which is a nice angled, quite fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in with the red shade and just start by working that through the crease. Now these are quite pigmented, so you do need to kind of really work it in so it doesn't look too much. So I'm just going to kind of take a bit of time here just to kind of blend to a place where I'm happy with how it's looking. And then I'm just going to fluff that out with this Real Techniques brush just to make sure it's not too harsh looking. Okay, this isn't the one I wanted, I can't find it, but I'm just going to use this Real Techniques one because I think want it work. Basically, I just want something which is quite thickly bristled but quite flat, so hoping this works and gives me the look I want. But I'm just going to go in with the Goldie shade now. You can normally just pat this in with your fingers, but I want to really kind of pack this on along the lash line to give it quite a dramatic look. So I'm just going to go in with that now and hope for the best, really. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so I'm quite pleased with how this is turning out. It was a bit of an experiment, but it's going well so far. I'm just going to take the champagne-y shade now and work that into the corner and also along the brow bone as well as a bit of a highlight. I'm just using a smaller little brush to do that. Just lining now with the MAC Kajal in Photographer just to give them a bit of definition. So I've just curled my lashes with the Shu Uemura's Classic, and then I'm going to go in with mascara. Oh, where's my mascara? Tarte Gifted. This is a lovely one. I don't normally go for mascaras with kind of the natural bristles. I always go for the silicone Benefit Their Real style one, but this is really nice. I'm enjoying using this. It adds a lot of length and a lot of volume as well, and yeah, I just really am enjoying this. So I'm just gonna kind of work that in, kind of working it deep into the lashes and just kind of coming up. I'm just going to line my lips with the Burberry liner in Rosewood, which is a very lovely neutral. It's almost like Velvet Teddy. It's very Your Lips Look Better, very kind of pinky nude. Really nice. I'm just going to work that in to kind of create a bit more of a defined line before I go in with my lipstick. For lips, I'm going to be using this new one from Clarins. This is one of their new Jolie Rouge lipsticks. I'm not sure if this is a shade they had before, but if not, I hadn't tried it. This is Spicy Cinnamon, and it's a really lovely, warm, spicy, as it would suggest, kind of browny, reddy shade. It's really nice, very sheer, so very wearable for daytime, and it's quite modern as this shade goes. I feel like some of them that are more matte can sometimes look a bit dated, but this is just really lovely, very conditioning, as Jolie Rouge lipsticks always have been, and I'm just really loving this shade. So I'm just going to kind of work that on. So this is the completed look, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and what makeup you've been enjoying wearing for autumn. I feel like lips and just rusty coppery tones are just the one at the moment. I just really am enjoying variations of this look for this time of year, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments and what things you've been loving this season, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you're new, And if that is the case, I will see you very soon in my next video. Thanks so much guys, see you soon. Bye!